program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
We all like to look good, don't we? Well, at least I know I do. And luckily for me, and many women just like me, we have professionals. And today we meet one of them by the name Rose. Her shop and her products is Makeup by Rose. Let's meet and have this interesting discussion. Hi, Rose.
Hi, Ruth.
How are you?
Good, good.
You look nice.
Asante.
So this is one of my favorite topics because I personally love
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I love to. And I love people who bring out the best features on my face, of my face. So it is somehow a new industry, is it? Is it new or has it been there?
It's been there for like, let's say like 15 years now. So for me, I've been here for like almost 14 years. So I started when people were just starting to discover the difference between hair, nails, and makeup. So before it was just beauty, but now we've separated it. Now makeup is a whole new career. It's like a career by its own.
Oh, that's lovely. So on that note, let's begin.
Yes.
Who is Rose?
Rose Ntong'ondu is, I wear many hats. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a mentor. I love mentorship, and I run the first makeup school in Kenya. That's Makeup by Rose, which started like 13 years ago. I love using beauty not only to make women look better, but feel better as well. There's a difference. So I actually use beauty and makeup to mentor women. Yeah.
So is it something that you had always wanted to do, or because many people this age group, when you were younger, you were told, or you had ambitions to be a doctor, a pilot, a lawyer. So was it something you had always wanted to do?
Like forever, since I was like in standard 4. I knew I wanted to do beauty. So I didn't know that I was going to be a makeup artist, because before there was no makeup artistry career per se. So, but I knew I was going to do makeup for the rest of my life. Because I remember when I was like around standard 4, standard 3, I can't remember the age, I used to run to my sister's salon back at home in Meru, and I loved watching like the before and after. You know, when someone comes, their hair is not done, and then after she looks in the mirror and smiles, for me that gets me every time.
So that was what made you want to do it from an early age of around 10. That is very interesting. So how did you pick into it with the industry? I mean, how do you recognizing it?
It's been a very long, hard journey, but it's worth it. Because I remember when I realized I wanted to do makeup, because I love everything beauty, but I love the face. I just love changing the face, and that's skincare and makeup. So when I realized, number one, my parents really fought me because it was not a career. My mom was like, do you want to work in a salon? What do you want to do? So I knew what I wanted to do, but it didn't have a name. You understand? So when I came to Nairobi, it was so difficult, because there were like only 2 celebrity makeup artists, only 2 in the industry. I remember walking into Nation Media Group, and they would chase me away, and I would go back again. Like I had no name, no one knew me. I remember the first time one of the ladies told me, she was a manager there, she was like, have you ever done any celebrity? Do you know so and so? And I'm like, I don't know. And they didn't even want to give me a chance. So for me, I just wanted someone to give me an opportunity, like to show them what I could do. So it was pretty tough. I had to do some odd jobs. I sold popcorn. I sold tomatoes and onions in Korogosho. I've done a lot to get to where I am today.
So when you got to Nairobi, which did you attend a course, and how long was the course, and how was the journey in itself?
So for me, I would say I learned the beauty aspect of it from a mentor. Her name is Dr. Irene Njoroge. She ran a beauty school. So for me, I used to watch what I actually knew how to do makeup. It was in me. Somehow it was in me. It was just not mature enough. So I would watch what she did. I was with her for about a year, and then I ventured out on my own. I just learned it. I think for me, it's experience. And watching how other people did it and wanting to do it better. So it's weird, like how to explain it. So I've done cosmetology, but not makeup as a course.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So all the makeup that you're doing now is not something you actually studied for?
No,
it's just out of passion?
Exactly. Even the training, like I train more than 150 students per month.
Wow.
Before Corona, it was more. So the whole training is structured from my experience, like the things that I know, the things that I've tried and I've failed, the things that I've tried and succeeded. So like the professional course is actually structured from my experience.
Mm-hmm. So your mentor, what did she take you through?
So for me, it was actually just, like a mentor doesn't actually have to do anything.
Yeah.
All she has to do is give you that permission to watch her work, and you can ask her questions and like, how did you get started? Because she was a very successful skincare expert. She had a love for makeup. I remember she had this makeup kit that she wasn't using. Actually, that's how I started, because I started by renting her kit. Yeah. I didn't even have the money. So I left my ID, came back, gave her 500 bob. That's how I started. Yeah, I started Makeup by Rose with nothing.
So who was your first client?
My first client was a wedding that I had. I can't remember where, but somewhere in Mombasa Road. I was so excited. I remember my first pay, I did like 10 or 12 people. That's a bride plus maids, and I got paid 6K. For me, that was like everything.
That was back in 1990.
I was so confused. I really wanted to impress. I really wanted to do a good job, but it was so exciting. Mm-hmm. That was my first client. And then from there, they started, the hardest part of getting started is marketing yourself. And marketing yourself is for people to actually know you exist and to know like what you do. That's the hardest part. So, yeah.
So this first job, how did you get it? How did you learn of it?
Word of mouth. Someone actually told them about me. They're like, I know this girl who really loves makeup. I think she can do your wedding. So I got the call, and that's how I got the job. And then from that wedding, I actually got like 15 other weddings from that one wedding. I did like all their sisters and all that. Till now, I still get jobs from them.
That is so exciting. I can imagine the joy of having, to start the very first client.
Because number one, it makes you believe in yourself more, especially after that one job. At first, it's scary because you don't know. Number one, you're like, will they judge me? Will I do a good job? And then, especially if you get someone with an attitude, and sometimes when you're doing like a bridal, some of the maids usually have an attitude. Like, I won't lie. Me, I'm very honest. And then I've learned over time like how to deal with that and how to actually get respect, because you actually have to get respect before you start doing the job. So these are some of the things that I teach my students.
Yeah. You have to teach them how to deal.
Exactly.
Because in business, there's always the saying, the customer is always right. Yeah. So how do you deal with clients who, like you've just mentioned,
it is tough. Oh my God. And at times it's because, like the one thing, being a woman, the one thing that I've learned is women will go to get their nails done, their hair done, their makeup done, sometimes because they have an event. Number two, sometimes just to feel good. So meaning if a woman is coming to get their hair done or their makeup done to feel good, meaning she's going through something. I'm a woman, I know. At times I go get my nails done just to relax. Sometimes I go on flight mode and stuff like that. So usually I've created this relationship with my clients where, number one, I know them at a personal level. Like, you have to start a conversation. Like, hi, what do you do? Like, what do you like? And then women are just, the way people say we have moshene. Just naturally we talk.
Yeah.
If you get someone that you can open up to, so I've added that to my business, and it's actually made a huge difference.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
So the first client, 12, a party of 12.
Yes.
From there you moved on.
Yes.
You became, how did you know how much to charge? Because that's usually a very important
So for me, like, I normally really look up to brands from the US and the UK and Canada. I follow those makeup artists and see like how I watch their vlogs, I watch their YouTube videos, and just to hear them speak. And I follow very many business people, and I've learned even away from makeup artists, like how to charge. So like for me, when I started, actually I charged the first maid, I charged 200 bob. And the bride, I charged, was it 500 shillings?
Wow.
Yeah, something like that.
When was that though?
That's Kitambo.
Like when I was just
early
90s or late 90s?
No. That's
early
like
2000.
That's like, because I started in 2007. makeup was fairly new, and people were like, why should I pay you so much? And then even I did not have that answer, like, why should they pay me so much? Until I realized it's actually a gift. You know, like if I come and talk to you, if you come to me for a consultation and I consult you for like an hour and give you a solution, you don't just walk out, you have to pay me.
Yes.
You understand? So like for me, I charge, number one, the skill, my skill. Number two, the experience. Number three, my products. Number four, if I come to you, the transport has to be included. So let's say, for example, like when I started, I was charging, I'm actually not very expensive till now, even the bride. Like I started by charging the first bride 500 bob, now I charge 20,000 for Nairobi. If I fly out like to Sudan, you'll have to pay me 100,000. You understand? So again, I look at the number one, if I come to you in Sudan, meaning sijafanya kazi ingine, I'm just coming for you. You understand? So you have to pay me for the 3 days.
Yeah.
You understand?
And plus the art,
because
this is art.
Exactly, it's art, and you have to appreciate it. When you look at makeup artists, even in Nigeria, they are paid so well. When you go to the States, that's a whole different story. People get like $15,000 an hour.
An hour?
An hour, yes.
Wow.
So you charge per hour. If like they, and then for me, there's no taking the train. Ama niambia enda upande Modern Coast, mi utanilipia ndege. You understand about, you need to respect the brand. Yeah. You know, that's the other thing. Yeah. So when you look at, like I really follow makeup artists, and they are paid. Some of these makeup artists in the States have their own jets. Like a private jet, like a serious, exactly. So when and then you ask yourself, why are they making so much money? Because it's an art. It's the same thing when you go to buy a bridal, like a bridal dress from like a really known brand. It is expensive, even in Kenya. Some of them charge as much as 250,000, 300, almost an M. Why? Because number one, it's a brand, and a brand means they have taken their time to sell themselves, number one, to market themselves, and then they have the experience.
That is so much. That is so much to take in, because art now in this day and age seems to be working very well for individuals and various companies. But there's so much more that I want to learn from you, and our viewers would also like to hear from you in matters of how you decided I want to start an entire company and train many other people. But hold that thought before we get into that. We're about to take a short break, but we'll be right back with more by Makeup by Rose.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Every other day, somebody is either buying property, building property, or even renovating their existing property. On this show, we bring you the latest in building technologies, as well as accessories ranging from lighting to solar power.
Solar is definitely the solution
to enable you put up your latest building.
Container fabrication or container homes, container living is the future.
Including interior design.
If you are doing the interior, we can be able to advise him.
Join me, Karanja Daniel, every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on TV47 as we explore more on the property world.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Well, it is the glitz and glamour episode here on The Grind. Welcome back. We have been with Makeup by Rose, and we are about to learn so much more from her. So, Rose, before the break, we were discussing payment issues, which is out of the world. But since you started with 200 shillings, moved up to where you are right now, of maybe 100,000. So how did you think, or why did you decide to open up a big
like a makeup studio? So for me, number one, I've always dreamt, like I'm not even like halfway where I want to go. Like I have very many things that I want to do. And number one, I didn't want for Makeup by Rose to benefit only me. I wanted it to benefit other people. like we sponsor very many students. Like every month before Corona, we used to sponsor at least one student free of charge or 3. So like the training that we give it actually really empowers, and it's not only the professional training that we give, we also teach women how to do their own personal makeup the right way. And it doesn't have to be red lipsticks and tons of foundation and stuff like that, but we teach them, because at times when I walk down Kimathi Street ama Mamangina, those streets hizo mbili, you see things, you'll see someone wearing a foundation that is 2 shades lighter.
Yes.
Ni kama shingo ilichukuliwa ikekwa hapo juu ya neck. It's so bad. And at times I feel like just walking around with wet wipes, wiping everyone's makeup off. So people don't understand, like makeup is not about wearing tons of it. Makeup, you can actually wear makeup and no one knows you're wearing makeup. You understand? So that's what we teach. And then like with the professional one, we teach students how to actually make it in the makeup industry, because it is hard. Like in any career, you know, I teach them, apart from teaching them, like number 1, getting the skill of doing actually the art side is one part. Number 1. Number 2, you need to learn how to actually do it as a business. So that's one other thing that to teach them. The business aspect of the industry is very important. So number 1, I've structured the business aspect training part from my own experiences. Like there are things that I did and I failed. There are things that I did and I didn't go anywhere. I remember when I started, it took me 3 years for anyone to know my name. And so I went back at home and sat down and had a meeting with myself, and I was like, why is it taking so long for people to know who I am? So I came up with a plan. That's the other thing. Young people these days do not have a plan. You know, you need to have like from A to Z. You need to understand, like nikifika hapa nikigonga ukuta, I go back and I do this and that, you know, and then learn from people, get a mentor, you know, go attach yourself with a business. Don't even ask for pay. You know,
just go and learn.
They should actually be asking you for pay. Like these days people are like, people come and what do you call it when someone comes to your business and they not even that, like when someone has learned something and then they want to come and learn from it for like 3 months, in Itango aje. Attachment. You know, like in other countries people pay for attachment. It's not for me to pay you because you're learning from my business. I should be charging you, though we don't do that, okay? But you see, my point is, so many people wanting to do things my shortcuts. You know, like for me, I remember I suffered for so many years. You know, nimefungiwa bed sitter mara ngapi. Paka nikazoea, nikiona landlord na kifuli, mimi namwambia nipatie 2 minutes nichukue nguo na viatu. Nishazoea, you know. But until you have a plan, until you know like where you want to go in the makeup career, and the industry is huge. So many opportunities. A makeup artist can make anything from 5,000 a month to 5 million or more per month. Yes.
Are you serious?
Easy. You just have to, number 1, there's so many people coming into the industry, our elewi industry. They just want the money. Number 1, the money will not come until you understand what is the beauty industry, what does it entail, and how do you go about it.
Speaking of that, learning what it entails. So to be a makeup artist, do you need to understand skincare?
You need to. You need to. It doesn't have to be deep, but you need
simple
to.
basics.
Yeah, that's why in our training we actually give like simple skincare.
Oh, so you offer that?
Yeah, we offer that. And then also they need to understand who is in the industry and how can they work with me. You know, makeup artistry, so many people know how to do makeup, but they're at home doing makeup for their mothers and sisters. Why is that? Because no one knows them. You know, when you're starting a career, it's like you're underwater. You need to come up for air, for people to see you and know you exist. That's the hardest part. And you see, social media is gold. Social media made my business. And until I went back and learned and knew how to work social media, it was very tough. And when I started, there was no social media. Social media came some years much later. But now you see, like young makeup artists who are starting, Aki wanna waste time on social media. It's just crap on social media. Shoe game, hair game. Me, unless it makes me money, sita post. Unless it makes me money, markets me and my brand, I am not going to post it. Social media is meant to actually add value to you and your business. But you see, someone will wake up in the morning, shoe game, anapiga kiatu, unless nauza hiyo kiatu sitaipiga. You understand? Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense.
So you see, there's someone with a huge following, but with no money. It doesn't make sense to me. So the only reason we would look for followers is for them to turn into clientele. But you see, young people don't know that. And then you see, the other thing is they are choosing which platform to go on. Most of them go on Instagram because of the glitz and glamour that is on Instagram. And I will tell you this for free. You will make 10 times more money on Facebook than you'll ever make on Instagram. You just need to understand it. Kwanza, Facebook is easy money. Now, young people are staying away from Facebook because wanasema Facebook aina, everyone is on Facebook. That's what you need. Exactly. Like for me, if I'm selling clean something, I want everyone. Hata ule mtu wa chini kabisa, I'm selling it, hata if they cannot afford it, you never know. And by the way, the people that you think don't have money, hao ndio wako na pesa. This is why I'm in town. You see now, there's a piece for everyone. You just need to have that. You need to find your own identity. Ni kama, what's the Royco about you? Well, learn makeup, alafu ongeza Royco juu. And that's what I did. Like for me, I am more of the natural makeup. I can do all, but I find that most clients that lean on my side want that natural look. You know, like I've trained another makeup artist, she's Somali, Eman Salal. You see, like a man chose how to do, for her she did everything, but then leaned on the Somali makeup. You see, you just need to understand what you want. Ni kama in any career, why kwa nini there's a certain doctor mwenye treat president. You understand? Amesoma tu kama ule daktari mwingine. You just need to, and then don't be so scared. And then the other thing is that I'll say about social media. So many young people, like I ask my students in class, like how much time do you spend on Instagram? Because most of them are on Instagram. Someone will be like 6 hours. 6 hours, what are you doing? She's like just going through and posting. I'm like, okay, in a day how much do you make? Because for you to spend 6 hours on a platform, you need to be making money. You understand? Like for me, like even with my staff, I have 9 staff and I push them. At times they don't like it, but then uko mbele they see the value of it. And then if, like for me, I have daily targets. They have daily targets. I have monthly targets. Like for me, my target every day now with Corona is 100K. Sometimes I meet it, sometimes I don't, but I try. You understand? As long as I have. Their daily target is 30,000, and there are 9 of them. You see, like now, when you do that, you push yourself. But how are you going to push yourself kama una direction? I give them notebooks every time ikisha na wapatia zingine. You need to have a daily plan. Like I wake up in the morning, I come after that, this is what I'm going to do. Post about skincare, post about makeup training. You see, if you don't work with a plan, you will never go anywhere. So,
having been in business for a while now, what are the challenges? Because I'm sure you've experienced a number of them.
Challenges, even now, we're experiencing challenges because of the biggest thing that the president has done. I won't say it's wrong or right, but for us, it is in Atumiza, it's locking Nairobi. Because you see, we have many students, we have many clientele from outside. And you see, if someone is affected, because of the lockdown in Nairobi affects my business. I actually had, you remember when he locked down and then gave them a few days to either come back to Nairobi. Some of them walihepa wakenda Ushago. So those are my students. Some of them are my students. And then when there's no cash flow, tunaumia sana. Because for us, you see, makeup is not food. It's a luxury. But for us, I work very hard to show people you need makeup and beauty in your life, which it's working, but it's a little bit tough right now. But I think for me, from my experience and the things that I've taught my staff, they actually make my work easier. Because if I'm working and they're working, it's okay. And if like I'm supposed to be resting and they're working, it's okay. But like right now, things are not the same. Before 2020, 2019 was amazing. It was fantastic, and I think we took some things for granted. But the one thing that I've learned in business is to stay, number one, you need to stay relevant. You need to stay relevant. If you don't, you're going to fade off. And that's why you see so many makeup artists, venye Corona ili hit, some of them wametoka kwa makeup artistry, wame close shop, they are doing other things. Even the ones that didn't have a location, even the ones that were freelance makeup artists, wameacha, wameshindwa. You know, and I feel so bad because that means angekuwa na mtu wa kuongea na yeye, angefanya hivyo, because kumpatile moral. Because all people need right now is a morale to keep going. It's very easy to lose hope. Like the first time when Corona hit, I sank into depression. The first 3 weeks. Number one, I have 9 staff. I need rent, to pay rent. It's not cheap. And then I'm over here debating. I'm seeing everywhere. Sijui which company fired. Sijui how many people. Sijui I'm seeing. Sijui which company. Sijui 30% off. And I'm like, I went back home and I remember going down on my knees and I'm like, God, what do? I love these girls like their family. Some of them have kids. If I let them go, where are they going to go? So we had a sit down and decided to make it work. So for me as a business person, even now, at times you come over here and business is not good. You look at them and I'm like, they're family, let's do this. I push them, they don't like it. At the end of the day, it's just trying to figure out a way to make it work. And right now, let me tell you, entrepreneurs have never experienced such a hard time. Ni ngumu because you see, I'm paying the same rent, I'm paying the same salary, sijawakata, actually nimeongeza mshahara ndio waweze kusurvive. Unaona? And now because of that I need to push them harder actually for them to be worth that salary. And it's tough. Making decisions as an entrepreneur right now is tough. At times you have to weigh things, you have to pray about it before you make any decision.
So what would be your parting shot to all the people out there who want to venture into
the makeup industry? So number one, please do not get into the makeup industry if you do not have the passion. You will not make it. You have to have passion. You know, wachana na historia. Number one, as a makeup artist, you need to be ready to wake up very early in the morning. You need to be ready to deal with women. Now women, we know women equals to attitude. Sometimes it just comes, you know, like you go to a bride, maybe akona pressure and stuff like that. You need to be ready to work really hard, especially now because there's very many makeup artists. For people to know you need to work 10 times harder right now. And that's what I tell them. But it's a beautiful industry. There's good money in it. You just have to know how to get the money and have the correct attitude. Kama ukona, you know, mimi ni wa Meru. Before asira yangu inaweza shoot, but kwa biashara sinanga asira. I've learned I would rather walk away, even with them. Sometimes they really piss me off, like my employees. So what I'll do, number one, I'll either go nijifungie kwa ofisi, I calm down before, because you know you're bound to say something very wrong. Ama to react, so I don't react. I've learned that in business, and actually women have taught me to, you know, swallow my hasira. So for me, unless, that's what I've learned. Number one, the right attitude. You have to have the never say die attitude. If not, you'll not make it. The industry is huge. There are very many people. You'll encounter very many challenges and people trying to block your way. Like for me, when I started, people trying to kunifungia njia kila mahali, but the attitude, the passion will take you very far.
Thank you so much, Rose, for your time. Thank you for taking us through your journey, and thank you for having the passion that everyone needs out there. May all your hard work get you to where you want to be, and thank you for the mentorship that you're offering to the young people out there who want to venture into this business.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we had time for on this episode of The Grind. Remember, self-determination and passion will definitely get you to where you want to go. I've been your host, Ruth Mulandi. Take care.